Making sure no matter yada. And I shot the bill the Sabbath on the man a gala. A hand ya man, Malona Baza, Basana Pasa, man, got us Manona Lata, Mamba. No happy faculty, William Cucambale, Abana Bonantale, Namata Macantale, that's Macana, I want Jane. I see you know the one for me, or was that a woman, Malay, you're one of the family. know it's a from Monday low to Sunday, I ain't leave a call bazaar. Spending money by the bar, I'm doing one on a bar. I thought you go and voice him out, but you go come and watch a look at that. I'm happy faculty, you make come ballet. I'm on a bonantale, now much of my country. That's my kind of one journey. I say, you know, the one for me, or with other woman ballet. You're gonna be family. Hey,
this is a Karun, Zeruen, Karun, Zeruen, no, we're in Quadinonga. Happy New Year. No, we're in Quadjan to our friends and well wishers. Ngayon on the Awu Umboke over in Quadjan. Umboke is one of the villages in Simek up over in Quadjan. Oweremkwaj is a very peaceful community. Unulanya for Nigarabia, Unugana Yemen Subun Oweremkwaj. ESN, unknown gunmen, kidnappers, name them, Aruke Nemen Oweremkwaj. And those who go Oweremkwaj, you are like Chileke Gozi. I hear me put Christmas in the room. Onye na-elohu ya na-eti na-agba na-elohu taa o nwere otu nwa anyị so na ndị na-aga mba ifeọrị, a pharmacist by training and by profession. A diaspora. Nwanyi omenala na-arụ mma. Nwanyi gbara okwu n'igu. Taa, o mezuole omenala o ji awụ onye nzo Oweremkwaj. Before this time, o nwere ike nọrọ ibe ahụ na-akụrụwa aka atọ. Ka ahụ ọkụ ka mgbe ahụ ifuru ọhịa a na-etukwe n'ihe aha mama sọ idọgị ka sọ dị idọgị ahụ ha aha ndị nze. Ugbu a ọ ghọtara onwe wee mara na a na-esi n'ụlọ mara mma pụọ ama were sị na ọ ga-abịa bịa mụọ ntọala anyị dịga ya asụ n'aka gọzikwe n'anya chie ya echichi maka akụrụ ụlọ ha mmadụ. Before this time, nwaanyị a na-agbalị, anyị na-anụ mmeke ya, anyị na-anụ ụda ya, ọrụ kwara na Oweremkwaj ọrụ at the time ọ wụ the president of Oweremkwaj progressive nọ na US. Even before that time, ọ na-aga meeting maka ọwụhụ nwa edu nọ n'ala bekee na-aga meeting. Onye kele na-aga meeting nakwa akwado Oweremkwaj n'ihe niile. Ọ ha ji lerie ya anya o wepụtara aka anyị mkpụrụ ya sị anyị ga-eme ihe maka ọwụghị ime niile ka a na-emegide anwụ. O nwere ndị ga-ewepụta aka anyị si ata awa n'okwu n'elu ọrụ dị n'ala imekwele gịnị mbụ ka a sa anyị emere nchasị ego n'ụka ma mgbe onye ekele welitere aka anyị lee ya anya si yes he has paid his fees. And there were reputable witnesses, both here and in diaspora. Ndị mara ya aka ebe ọma. Obi nakwa na-atọ anyị ụtọ na ụmụnne anyị ndị Ụmụoke apụtawala otu o kwesịrị isi apụta. Mgbe ọ na-adụ nso azụ ma ugbu a based on ihe anyị na-ahụ ugbu a, ụmụnne anyị ndị Ụmụoke na-agbalịsi ike and all the very commendable. Anyị si ndị ọzọ ha si na nwanne anyị nwoke wee ṅụọ mmiri. Nwa pụrụ ihe achapụọ ihe nri. Ya bụ ndị nze dum nọ n'Owerre Nkwọ Ọjị ekwubiele na ugbu a na anyị ga-eprezentịrị unu, gwakwa n'unu na ọ gbaala egbe n'ahịa, gwakwa n'unu na o shizuole, gwakwa n'unu na onye hụrụ anyị atụbirie ọwụ dị ka aha na-etinye mbụ na ọhaghị ka ugbu a eshiri na Naịjirịa ọ ga-ewerekwenye ego ọhaghị. Mgbe ọ na-akụ n'aka ibe ahụ ọ na-ezo ezo maka unu amara na ihe ezutere n'oshi o nwere otu o si arụ, ma ugbu a ọ na-akụ ya na-akụshi ike because o si n'ụlọ. So ihe dum unu hụrụ ngala ugbu a bụ ndị nzu Owerre Nkwọ Ọjị. Anyị karịrị otu na but up to this half nọ nga bụ ndị kawara ahụ lohu because of this event. Ya ugbu a ele ngwongwo m, ele onye ndị were ngwongwo dum ahụ wee gata tiri ahụ nọ nga. Wee gaa na tiri ahụ. Ugbu a the last onye emume anyị nwere anọghị n'ụlọ ma onye tore nze dị ọha mma eleghe come and do your assignment as a to nwa ibe were nkalari aka were tigere nkalari aka na ile anyị ga-ahụ sọ ọrụ iche ihe anyị bekee kpọrọ kura were tigere n'aka ụpụta aka nụ kelere iche na ndị ahụ ị na-agba mgbe ahụ ị na plastik ndị ahụ ị na-agba mgbe ahụ elee a na-asọrọ bịa were nkara olie a na-asọrọ ọha were nkara olie nya agịrị ya anya na onye ọbụla na-ewere ugbu a na-akụrie kama ile anya otu o shiri fit ndị kpụrụ ugbu a ị ga-amasị ihe ri iche dị
see as them they look yo, all eyes on me like a two-pack yo. I keep them Balenciaga, Richard Mille, a two-bad yo. I know they for your chit-chat yo, carry your matter they go TikTok yo.
I call it good, when you're home, there must issues with it. I would think about win here. Here the way bandits, Kahana is to put an eye, but I'm not to pay an eye. Tell the designer bag. anyị na-anya gịnị anyị awa akpa ego onweghị onye nze ụpọma wepụta aka anyị na-anya gịnị akpa dọla akpa pọm akpa naira akpa ọ ga-ahụ ịnyara ya pụọ ime elohu next time oju eju akpa ga-ahụ iruo na ya house ma na ya office you display this bag in a very conspicuous place. Bekee hụ ya ha sị no what does that mean? Ga-egwa ha na ọ bụ ihe shiri eshi na ọ bụ ihe shiri n'ụlọ unu ọ bụ akpa ndị nze Owere Nkwọ Ọjị unu lee anya ndị nze dum nọ ngala onye ọbụla gbara egbe n'anya na Owere Nkwọ Ọjị nwere akpa na ka a na-aga azụ ihe niile na ma mkpara ma nkalari na Ogwumabiri kele aga azụta ya na Ogwumabiri ugbu a anyị na-akọngratuleti nụ na-asị gbalịala na-asị ime ihe eji mara ihe eji wuru dike na-asị chizukwe n'anya na-asị otu na omenala anyị rụrụ mma ọkọtụ na okwe na-arụ mma ugbu a ọ ga-agwa anyị aha maka ọ bụ onye chizuo ya akọ ihe eji mara Mr. Emmanuel ele ihe nwa aha emume
mbụ onye o mere na ndụ
onye o mere na ndụ onye o mere na ndụ onye o mere na ndụ congratulations.
Now you know. Now you know. If you know, you know. The big ballers in town. Now you know. Now you know. Forget what they're on them. Yes. How much is money?
It's nothing.
Ballin'. Premium or nothing. Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Forget what they're on them. Yes. Undefeated, undisputed, unopposed, luxury or nothing. Money is talking, money is talking. Blessings on blessings. Forget what they're on them, yes. Agbabola, how much is money?
It's nothing.
Ballin', premium or nothing. Now you know. Now you know.
Now you know.
Forget what they're on them, If you go to the for I need you, I got up on the no love for man.
no choice. If you got the package, I need you up on top of the belly. Security confirm, the man who do not you know, the man I mess with but over the nigga fan and then, the man I'm I hope you want to make it go. I will share my body. I'm about to see what I'm body. I'm on the tiller, my body. I'm done one day, my body. But you don't know one day, one I yes, one baby, over more season. You wanna, I full option, no double silencer. If I'm a double tower, no double condenser. If I need to go to the picket, then do a monster. I can't go in tower, to them when they saw. The whole of men, no shirike. And I'm a one and I'm a sipanundo. Opo begonego, menu ne mena bondolo. Fabia kiswa, fane mena cash. Ufodu ne kesi check. If you don't come for me, you ever go to my love for man. You know no choice. If you don't come here, you ever go to the security confirm. The man who do not you know, the man I mess with but over the nigga fane nene. The man I'm I hope you want to make it go. I would share with my body.
I got the shit. I got the shit.
Gaya kaji no. Here the guy getting gas. Iko si kone beta na si ko si koyi. Ai ke ri ya ga ni mana ho. Ai ga ni na ga ni hu. No tutori na de. Sira Christ wo ni wa ni. Yo jama.
Jesus Christ. At the appropriate time, I may introduce Yana Munye, but Osagwele, onye kela Asagwele, na Asagwele, no way make Koko. Upper man, I know Mokenga. Upon the way for the San Dumoke, our Kale, Lumoka, our Kale, and I'm vision. I'm vision with me. Yes, I'm vision.
Nameza patameni Mwambe disine patonye Mwambe disine patonye Nasi mane nyade benyi jebenyi Odika sina patameni Nasi mane nyadu benyi jebenyi Odika sina patameni Akwenyi gabu isi oche Akwenyi gabu isi oche Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Na-asị ma nịnya chebe enyi Ọ dịgasị na-abata m enyi Na-asị ma nịnya chebe enyi Ọ dịgasị na-abata m enyi Akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche Akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Ige ntị Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Ị ga-anụ ka esi wee lee onye isi oche Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ ka a na-akpọ chairman Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Gwọgwọgwọ ngwọ Nna meza akpata m enyi Nna meza akpata m
Chineke nyere ihe ọma Chukwu duwe ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma rumbo ihe ọma oke nwa ihe ọma dị mma ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma dị mma ihe ọma gara lọlọ ihe ọma mma ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma rumbo ihe ọma aga ba ihe ọma rụrụ mma ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma rumbo ihe ọma ujiri n'iji makwasa ọma na mma ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma rumbo ihe ọma ikeji aga ji nwanne m ọ kacha mma ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma rumbo ihe ọma onye na-eme mmadụ nwa mmadụ na-ebe ihe ọma n'ụwa ihe ọma rumbo ihe ọma akpụga dara elu malika bụ ọsọ ihe Iyama ewa, iyama rumbo, iyama. Mama kibe iyama rumma. Iyama ewa, iyama rumbo, iyama. Akaraka chileke elengo. Iyama ewa, iyama rumbo, iyama. Akabachemono iyama rumma. Iyama ewa, iyama rumbo, iyama. Nepoburu iyama rumbo, iyama ewa, iyama rumbo, iyama. Akaraka iyama ewa, iyama rumbo, iyama. I would notice one. I would notice.
everything about our culture, the Igbo culture, has been really important to me. Really starting from my maternal home, where they have the masquerade series that they call Okorosha. My grandmother initiated all of us into the Okorosha family. My grandfather on my father's side used to hold the Ofo Asinze for our community, for our hometown. And those traditions most often pass through the first son lineage. Things always happen because life happens. My father's oldest brother held that Ofo as Onyenze. And then his first son unfortunately didn't have a male child. And it kind of stalled there. And then at some point the church people came and somehow convinced them that giving reverence to our ancestors is now idol worship. But as a Catholic, we say, Saint Vincent de Paul, pray for us. Saint Paul, pray for us. Saint Anthony, pray for us. We have all these, even the Virgin Mary, we reverence her in terms of supplication to God on our behalf, even before we go to Christ. Somehow that's not dead people worship. But me holding reverence to my great-grandfathers, all of a sudden is ancestry and devilish in nature. No, it's bad judgment, it's lack of understanding. My cousin, who was supposed to hold that Ofo, gave it up. Only now, somehow, because I'm not the first son, not even in my own. My father is the first son in his mother, because it's a polygamy family. In his line, and I have an older brother. But somehow at this point, and they've been asking me for a while now to come do it, because there's other things that I do. And that lot has fallen on me. And interestingly, all of my older male cousins from all of the 3 houses that make up my grandfather's Ezirim household, all of those males gave me the blessing to go be the one who is going to take up that mantle. I don't think I have words to explain how I feel right now. Humble, honored, those are at least 2 that can be joined together to say how I feel. All the things that I've been doing that got me here, I am now on the stage to do them at a higher level. And that's what I'll continue to do. And the next thing that is really critical is that I'm going to have my sons initiated into this knighthood, so that they'll have reasons to be grounded into the culture, so they can see the meaning of this African, most of our African story were not documented when written documentation was the only way. So we lost a lot along the way. Today we have all kinds of documentation that is not just oral. I'm getting recorded right now so that my descendants will see me speaking and know that their great-great-great-great-grandfather, E-dog in the house. Nze. Onyo Menenando. That this happened in my lifetime, and I saw it with my own eyes, and they will also continue to see. That's my responsibility.
Emmanuel is actually my brother, but also, more importantly, a relation that is so supportive, supportive almost all his life. Maybe because I took him as a child, as the older sister to the United States, and he has had profound career, married with successes in marriage, and 4 children who are gifted in sports, athletics, and all kinds of things. But he always comes back to relate to me, not just as the senior sister, but also like a mother to him. And I do appreciate most of that because I took him like a son. In fact, I did adopt him. My husband and I adopted him as a child. So it was almost our 5th child. And when he came to our house to stay with us in the US, he instantaneously or immediately became the role model for our children who were much younger. And so they were looking up to him. In fact, my 2 older children who read medicine, the oldest of them read medicine and also read law. And the second child read medicine. But those 2 older children took after him in his first degree, where he read nutrition. So they took nutrition as pre-med instead of the biology and microbiology and all of those other things. So he was a very good role model to the children. The last 2, of course, read law. So they're not related in that field. But anyway, to me today, for him to arrive here, he said that when they told him to come and take this title, that he thought that he was getting an award and was so excited about it. But when he came, he found that it was much more than an award. This kind of title doesn't really have an English name. The closest we could call it is something like a duke. It's not kingship or anything like that, but it's the rulership of our group and our society. I feel very rewarded, I'm very proud and very excited, and more importantly, very supportive of him. And I told him, in fact, he had to couple this thing, this titleship that he's getting, with the inauguration of my foundation, because he said he wanted me to be here. As you can see, the wife isn't here, the children aren't here because it's school time and it's new season and new year and everybody has begun afresh. But I'm retired anyway. But I have this Garden of Hope Foundation, which I created, that is supposed to be some kind of organic, bottom-up approach to systems of development. And he has backed me all through it. So it wasn't any, it wasn't any surprise to him that I would back him through this whole endeavor. You can see now that either because the churches, the Christian churches, Roman Catholic Church, Anglican, Baptist and all that, because the churches are kind of shrinking in terms of population. At least I know that of the Roman Catholic Church, for whatever reason or many other reasons. The cultural meshes are blending. Originally, like 30 years ago or whatever, you probably wouldn't have a Christian person saying that they were going to take a cultural title. But now even the church sponsors it, because they find out that the churches that were brought to us by the Irish and the British and the Western world have something to learn from us instead of demolishing our heritage and telling us that we're no good or that we're pagans or that we worship them. But these people want to preserve language, they want to preserve customs, they want to preserve culture, and also respect in the society. And so because of this merging of relationships, or at least recognition, you know, of the interrelationship of the human spirit, whether your spirit is something you can grasp, or whether you think it belongs with your ancestors, or whether you think it belongs to God, it is an ephemeral thing that nobody really knows where it belongs, right? So we are all teachers and learners of each other. And so for him to come into this kind of cultural domain and be part of those who would expatiate our cultural heritage is very, very welcome. I just told you that we wanted to come to the people and have the people use rural methods towards development, not looking at politicians and corruptions and files and letters and all. No, just doing the right thing. And you will find that if you trust the people and believe in them and they in you, you will find that you have a lot of skills that are hidden. Nobody has all the skills they need to do anything. But you find out that there are so many skills people will bring out and make whatever job or task or what would I call project you're working on much more fruitful and yields more. But if you come in and divide and say these ones are Anglicans, these ones are Roman Catholics, these ones are pagans, these ones are, then you're losing humanity in all its entirety. Does that make sense?
Remembering that when I met him, I saw him to be a material of this elite club because he is transparently honest, hardworking, sincere, and very jovial. So, hey, he is one of those human beings that can make things happen. So, I was an Nze then. I've been an Nze now for more than 10 years. And when I saw he was interested, I pushed him more. And finally he saw how important it is. But all this time, I never knew that there would be a day to be past tense. So I'm highly, highly pleased. It's an honor to me. And more especially that he realized that I played an important role in his initiation. It's a special happiness to me. Knowing him and knowing how qualified he is made my job very easy, because the person he is, all I'm going to tell him is be yourself, because he's already he possesses a wonderful character, and he's a kind guy that gets things done. That's all we look for. That's the quality of an Nze man. By his name, the name he chose to answer, which he shared with me way back. His name is Onyo Merenando. Onyo Merenando. What that means in English is if you are alive, you'll be opportune to see yourself. Nobody will tell you whatever that is happening in your life around you. That is not gainsay, not somebody talking to you. That's a wonderful, wonderful name. You know, like I said earlier, he should be himself. I don't have much advice to give to him because he's already a wonderful guy that I know will bring a lot of good memories in this organization.
I feel very happy that I'm alive to see that. As a matter of fact, our grandfather, Ezirim, was the first amongst the Zs we have in Oweremkwoji. Then when he died, his first son, Alome Ezirim, was made Nze also. So today, Nze Emmanuel is the third in that lineage. I feel satisfied, I feel happy, I feel honored. We all endorsed him because he's very bright, very humble, very promising. He is a go-getter. I don't have any reason to doubt his ability in being a success in that society. My advice to him moving forward is that in everything he would like to do, I want him to maintain those attributes that made them in the first place to accept him as being a member of that society. And he should also remember where he's coming from, that his forefather, his great uncle, the first son of Ezirim, all of them passed through the same society. I want him to make the family proud. I want him to make the whole of Oweremkwoji proud. He has not failed us before. He's not going to fail us this time around. Instead, I look forward to seeing a lot of things he will do. Since 2 or 3 years now, he has been giving empowerment to so many of our children. Less privileged, he has brought drugs for them. What I mean, the sick ones. He has bought motorcycles and tricycles for people to earn a living, because poverty is very, very real in Nigeria today. So he has sent his own personal money. He has paid school fees for so many people. He has even bought jerseys and football for our people to play. Therefore, by so doing, he has helped to prevent some of our children from being wayward or joining cults and all the rest of it. So I know he's going to add a lot of value in this society.
The Wakini, I don't know if I said that right, but that's Ahmed T. Mora, all the way from north to come show up and be with me. It gives me chills. You couldn't have a better friend. I know Mazi and his wife came, and he left all the commitments that he had in R&D zone and came to see me. The ACPN chair, my own brother from another mother, was here to see me, along with his cousin, the Ohayas, who happened to be a part of my linkage from my mother's side. They were here too. Ike Nzioga and his wife, and his cousin, Dr. Musu. Kelly, I didn't forget you. I appreciate you all. There were some other people that came during the time I was still going through the processes. But the one that's always joyful for good things to happen to me from day one in Columbus, when I was still a kid, high school kid. D.Z. Odoziak. And Dame Emeka, thank you so much for coming all the way from the US. You came. And I appreciate you all so much. Nze, Christian Anya Dike, you came down. I am trying to remember everybody, but you know the thing with naming people is you always forget something. But I am under pressure on camera. So these are the ones that as soon as I leave, I'm gonna remember somebody else. But the people, everybody that's been sending text messages and everything like that. Thank you all so much. I was set up one time when I was in class 1 in secondary school by the upper class kids in class 2 so they can take all my provisions. And they asked me to recite the Psalm 23. And enthusiastically I started, "The Lord is my shepherd." And they said, "No, we give you permission to speak in vernacular." And then I really got excited because we weren't allowed to speak vernacular in school and we were so afraid. So when I was given permission to do it, I excitedly went, "Jehovah, when Azum de Katoro, or digging here, Korum, every time that, whoa, they said, "Stop. Kushikwala, kushikwala, kushikwala." Say it again, and I began, and I knew I didn't say anything wrong, so I confidently recited it again. I said, "Jehovah, when Azum de Katoro, or digging here, Korum." Every time they said, "Stop. Kushikwala, kushikwala." I wish I didn't hear Korum in it. And they wanted to rob me of my provisions that you come to school with. But luckily for me, the way they were thinking, they were so short-sighted because they were only thinking about the provision. No way here come. Only for the guy that was in class 3, a class above them, to hear my dialect and realize that I was his brother. And he came to my rescue. His name was Francis. At the word Freeman, and he said he is at the word Freeman. If anybody ever messes with me, I should tell him and he'll take care of them. So those guys didn't realize that when I said I lack in nothing, I shall not want. I lack in nothing. That's because God got my back. And Francis, whom I didn't know from Adam, I just came to the school and I already had protection because the Lord is my shepherd.
Emma, actually, I am very proud of you first. You have been a brother to me, a very good one and very supportive. But more than anything else, you've been like a son to me. Not only holding my hands, but also supporting in so many ways. You and your family traveled with me, or I traveled with you and your family last year to Nigeria. And when I was limping, I had all these aches and pains, and you were all hand-holding me, your wife, your children. Everybody was carrying my bag and helping grandma. The children call me grandma, which makes it even enormously pleasurable. Whatever you have developed, your children have you also become a model to them on how they treat other people, and me in particular, with respect, courtesy, and admiration. Okay, they laugh at my jokes as old as my jokes may be. Your wife, I have told the whole world, is the best cook, best Nigerian cook I know. And I usually order my food in advance. She loves me as a mother and I love her as a daughter. You know, so the synchrony that has built, I'm not that mother-in-law and she's not that wife. You know, there's nothing we're at each other's throat about. She recently lost her mom, and her mom had told me to take care of her. and I think I am taking care of her. I will continue to take care of her. But Emma, I love you and the family, you know, effortlessly. And you know my family, my whole family also loves you. They don't know any other uncle than Uncle Emma.
Nze Emmanuel Ezirim, onye mere na ndụ ya ji anya ya lere. I'm using this opportunity to congratulate you once more and to wish you the best as a member of this highly respected society. And I pray that you will live long enough to transform a lot of things around this town. I pray that God will guide you, both yourself and members of your family. You have come to accept what your grandfather and your great uncle accepted. Therefore, I wish you all the best. I wish you good luck. And thank you very much for making us proud today.